The philosophy of Tao. The understanding of Tao is not related to analytical intelligence. It is an inner experience of expanding consciousness, where the self breaks its shell and merges into the greater whole. This concept is difficult to describe with words because the essence of Taoist philosophy is indescribable. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching stated, "He who speaks does not know. He who knows does not speak." This aphorism refers to the state of realization of Tao, which is inexpressible. If we had reached this state, we would not have written this text, and you would not need to read it. Therefore, we should not be troubled by this maxim of Lao Tzu, as the objective here is to address Taoist and Chinese methods related to astrology, divination, health, arithmetic, agriculture, and astronomy, rather than the essence of Tao. To use these methods effectively, it is necessary to navigate close to the world of Tao. Chinese philosophy is an art of living and thinking, not an abstraction intended for intellectuals. To use Chinese methods, it is not necessary to have doctorates or belong to renowned academic institutions. Chuang Tzu, one of the greatest Taoist philosophers, considered himself a perfect idiot and avoided any dangerous contact with the scholars of his time, allowing himself to ridicule the learned Confucius. Small Taoist maxims. The realization of Tao. By realizing unity, the sky becomes clear and the earth becomes stable. Lao Tzu, the Tao. There was something formless that existed before heaven and earth. Since I do not know its name, I call it Tao. Lao Tzu, criticism of spiritual ambition. I am often asked why I live in these blue mountains. I then fall silent and smile. My spirit is at peace here. The fruit trees are blooming and the streams are flowing. How far all this is from the world of men. Lipo nature. Man's music comes from the holes in his flute. Where does the music of heaven come from? When the wind blows through the 10,000 holes of nature, each emits its own sound. Why should there be other sources for this music? Chuang Tzu. Diversity and relativity of things. No one can see things as another sees them. Chuang Tzu. Without evil, good cannot be distinguished, and without good, evil cannot be seen. Chuang Tzu. Remain beyond good and evil. Chuang Tzu. Life and death. Death comes from life, and life comes from death. Chuang Tzu. Can I say that a man who fears death is someone who trembles at the idea of returning to himself? Chuang Tzu. Practical symbolism. From early on, Chinese civilization used symbols to describe the movement of life. Symbols seek to understand the truth intuitively, and when understood, words are forgotten. Chinese ideograms are symbols, and many words can only be understood through their ideograms. Symbols are not absolute truths, but instruments of work between the supreme, incommunicable truth, Tao, and our relative understanding of the world. They have a practical character, and it is necessary to go beyond the restrictive meaning of a symbol, adapting it to the specific context. The diagram. The diagram of traditional Chinese sciences is divided into 5 parts. The white circle at the top represents the supreme ultimate, Tai Chi. It is the symbol closest to Tao, a circle without a center, whose center is everywhere and nowhere. This is the unknown, which can only be experienced but not described in words. Yin and Yang. The circle differentiates into 2 opposite colors, black and white, representing the 2 opposing forces of the universe, matter and the immaterial. Yin and Yang are relative concepts, where one thing is yin or yang in relation to another. Observing a mountain, the Taoists distinguish 2 sides concerning the light, the sunny side and the shadowed side. Therefore, The explanation of yin and yang is simple, but their attributes are diverse and relative. For example, ice is more yin, cold, solid, passive, than water, but steam is more yang, hot, active, than water. The five elements explain earthly life, describing the succession of seasons and activities. The theory of the five elements provides the necessary emphasis and describes the succession of seasons and activities. Each element corresponds to an attitude. Wood, increase of vital forces, development. Fire, dynamic activity, fullness. Earth, conservation activity. Metal, patience and resistance, delay. Water, nourishing and fortifying activity, hidden. The man represents man as originating from heaven, father, and earth, mother, being simultaneously yin and yang, male and female, intuition, yin and creation, yang, order, yin, and undetermined, yang, tradition, passive, and imagination, yang. The material world represents the 10,000 things and the 10,000 forms originating from Tao, the world of perpetual change. The transformations of Tao follow regular cycles that mix yin and yang, the five elements, heaven, man, and earth. Only Tao itself does not change. It is the only stable value in the universe, unaffected by the selfish ambitions of the 10,000 beings. The numbers. Numbers, according to Taoist philosophy, represent qualities rather than quantities. Each number has a descriptive power and corresponds to specific symbols. The unique, the vital breath, qi. The cosmic dance of yin and yang, man, poetry. The four directions, the five elements and the five essences, the old yin, the young yang, the young yin, the old yang, action. Wisdom is the perfect action in harmony with heaven. Therefore, the Tao Te Ching and the Nei Ching have 81 chapters. Another numerological symbolism uses the diagrams of Fu Hai and King Wen, addressed in the study of the I Ching and numerology.